In this episode, Lifestyle Asia steps into my world. I'm Mark Byrne, and you're getting the exclusive blueprint behind HighLife Asia. The pressure's real, the stakes are global, and we're just getting started. This is Hong Kong, a city where anything is possible and everything can change in an instant. I'm Mark Byrne, and this is the inside story of my journey to make HighLife Asia a global reality. This isn't just a show. Every decision, every deal could alter everything. Stay with me, because this is a race against time and the world is watching. If you don't know me, my name is Mark Byrne. I'm quite young, as you can tell. I came to Asia in 2012, but beforehand, so with a bit about my background, I was very much into events. I did my first event when I was 16. It was a part of a school project. People were doing board games, so I decided to do a fashion show which raised money for the cancer research and children who were born with problems. So that was my first event, which went into, I suppose, the events world, which then I did events. I studied in Scotland, in Edinburgh, so that was my degree. I was top my class, but not surprising. Very lucky. I was able to work for MTV Music Awards. I also worked for Live Aid as the artist liaison. I've been working with so many celebrities within that place, whether it was James Brown, George Clooney. My list goes on and on in terms of celebrity repertoire. And then I decided to take a break from events. I did travel for a while. I became the top salesperson within Scotland, within this travel concierge type company. And then I was poached internationally, and I ended up in Shanghai. So I was in Shanghai for 13 years. Absolutely love Shanghai. Amazing city. Yeah, no, it was 2010 I went to Shanghai. In 2012 I left the company to start up HighLife Asia. So HighLife Asia is actually a company.
And a show.
Yeah, so HighLife Asia, it started as an events management and lifestyle company with concierge. Then it developed into, okay, so one of my clients asked me to do their engagement party for 500 people for their daughter. I was like, I'm not a wedding planner. I don't want to be a wedding planner. There's nothing wrong with being a wedding planner. But I was like, fine, convince me to do it. The engagement party for 500 people. But a huge part of it as well is really much more about the creativity, that what I can bring to the table. So look, it was quite opulent, over the top, which was quite good. And then it's like, now you need to do a wedding. And I was like, again, not a wedding planner. But it was like, and it's going to be a lot more bigger and all those things at the exact same. So with the wedding, and
I feel like you could plan a bachelor party.
Very much so. A lot. So with doing the wedding, that basically my first wedding became trending worldwide. And in 2015, I became in the top 20 trending wedding planners in the world. Kim Kardashian at that stage as well had her flower wall. Do you remember that flower wall she had in Tuscany?
Yeah.
When she got married to her husband, it was. I don't know how many husbands she's been through now.
AJ?
Possibly. So the client, they had quite a lot of disposable income, and I was like, they wanted a 30.6 meter but 2.4 meter wall. This is quite expensive for these walls. He died within 6 hours. So when it was up, and I was like to my staff, I was like, I'm going to create this product, high-end artificial. So I'm actually the original artificial creator. So
the original
artificial creator for flower walls. So the product didn't exist in the market, and I started how to do it. Oh, the stuff on the market was terrible. The blooms were absolutely disgusting. It was made of polyester. It was like, oh no. So I started to send real flowers, which were frozen, to manufacturers. I had about 50 manufacturers developing all different types of blooms for me. Much more of high-end, much more material, especially with more PU. So it's much more like a real touch, and then you get fragrance to it. So did that. So I've worked with everyone in terms of the flower. Then I started basically the flower wall company. So I had the event management company. Then I had my wedding company, which is HighLife Asia Weddings. And then I had the flower wall company.
Still doing the flowers?
I've paused that, but I will tell you all about that as well. Yeah, to be fair, my life seems to be quite colourful. With that, my product has been used several times by Paris Hilton with her music video. She used that for when she was getting engaged. What was it? She was like, I Need You, I think was the song. So it was part of the cover with the flower wall. She was interacting with the flower wall quite a lot, so it's quite good. They've done stuff with Michael Costello for New York Fashion Week. I don't know if you know Michael Costello. They did stuff with him. The celebrities go on and on. My stuff was used loads of TV programs, whether it's Married at First Sight, Love Island, on and on and on. Then there's that. You're probably thinking, oh my god, so how did we get here? COVID hit. No, sorry. Beforehand with reality TV and with the whole flower weddings, I have been approached a couple of times to do reality TV, or I don't know why.
You got the charisma.
And see, they want to do HighLife Asia weddings. And they wanted it to be very similar to David Chatera, which is an amazing wedding planner. He's an amazing host for his TV show in the USA. But I didn't want to do a reality TV show just on weddings. I think my substance is a lot more than just weddings. So then basically COVID came. COVID killed my companies. Because with the flower world company, 95% of that was all export worldwide. So, and in mainland China, they didn't really use the product because with artificial flowers being death related. So that's obviously not for that market at all. So then obviously you couldn't, there was with COVID coming in, you couldn't do that. Then there's no events. See, COVID killed me. So I rose up from top salesperson within the company. I became successful in my own companies. I became a name in my own right as well. And then COVID came. Completely squashed. So with closing down my manufacturing company, closing down like the wedding company, closing down the event company. So I had to start to apply for jobs.
Okay. Yeah.
So how employable do you think somebody like me is?
That's the field, I guess, right?
So if you're in the event field, like anywhere in the world, even
I?
Nope. Overqualified for everything. The amount of jobs I apply for, I wouldn't be surprised if I applied for 1,000 jobs. And the place where I was getting through to the final stage, then it was like, you're way overqualified. However, I did apply for a job here, and they were looking for someone who's got an entrepreneurial spirit, you know, bit of character, and I was able to get a job as the head of events and marketing, a part of the Canadian Chamber of Commerce. And that's what brought me to Hong Kong. I'm Mark Byrne, and you're tuning into In the Making of HighLife Asia, reality TV show behind the scenes. Well, today I've got something absolutely spectacular, and you're going to absolutely love it. Now, we know that there's a lot of interest in me around the world from a lot of different media, and with one media in particular who has reached out, and I did a little bit of research, and they seem to be quite great in this region and very fun. It is a company called Lifestyle Asia. They've got quite a lot of brands underneath their umbrella, including prestige. They're all about women and all those things, so they're absolutely great. And I'm going to be giving Asia the world exclusive for behind the scenes with HighLife Asia. And today we're going to bring in absolutely gorgeous and my darling. He's the editor-in-chief for Lifestyle Asia. Isn't he just great? So I hope you're really, really excited about this episode, because there's going to be a lot of spill on the tea. There's going to be a lot of great things, and you're going to come along this little journey of exploring HighLife Asia together. Okay, my darlings, let's do it. And then I knew it was at the right time to introduce HighLife Asia, because the Western world has got such a different perception of Hong Kong than what I do. I absolutely think this city is completely amazing. There's not many cities in the world where you can be 25 minutes from the beach. You know, you've obviously got so many things. We have agency here. I mean, there's 263 islands you can explore here. There's so much history. How obviously Hong Kong all came about as well, especially within 1841 when Captain James came here. They took over the place, up a procession road where he planted his flag, exploring Hong Kong. But it's basically changed the narrative as well, because the Western world can see here is quite negative.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So anyways, and for a lot of expats, and they realize that as well. So, and it's about showing people what Hong Kong is actually really like. It's not dangerous. It's one of the safest places in the world. Exactly. It's showing people, and I think that maybe there's part of the demand as well on my social, that people can stay.
You're curious what it's like here.
Yeah, very, very much so. I'm ready for some water now.
Let's take a break.
That's really where it all started, and it's aggressively growing. So, like, my hits per day range between like 80 to 100,000 from a person that, I suppose that was relatively unknown. And people I think it's a combination that people, are interested in me, whether it's my personality, but people are very, very much interested in Hong Kong, and it's about changing the narrative. So I will be able to tell you all about that.
So now we know a bit about your project. How about we learn a bit about yourself? How, maybe sort of your background, what brought you here?
Exactly. A lot of people have been asking me, so what is HighLife Asia? This question goes on and on. What is HighLife Asia? So HighLife Asia is the dynamic lifestyle of Hong Kong. There's 75 characters as part of the main show. So there's me. I'm not going to tell you who the characters are, but I can give you more personality. We have got a really beautiful, spicy Mexican who is one of the world's top models. We have another absolutely beautiful model who was on another reality TV show, who was classified as the B on it. I'm not going to say the words. And then we've got a beautiful actor through Hong Kong, like USA, and then we've got other people. But one of the big things about the show as well, yes, it's about the dynamic lifestyle of Hong Kong. Yes, it's going to be about the glitz. Yes, it's going to be about the glamour. But there's also part of it as well, especially within the city, that philanthropy is a huge part of it. Part of the show, which is going to be explored, following me basically as a host and with the cast coming in. So there's different storylines. But all these people got great causes. So it's not just, okay, like your bling empire. And it's very much more about positive drama rather than throwing drinks in people's faces or getting a punch up. It's definitely up, but that's not a part of my philosophy, but it will be joining the journey. And you never know that, I can't give too much away, but maybe
It's a little sauce.
Okay. The finale possibly will be globally live for hundreds of millions of people to tune into it. So there's actually quite a lot. A part of the show as well that it was developed for really the international audience. So when I started this, 90 days ago, like, nobody knew about me, apart from my close friends and things, but I was never put myself out there, put my company out there, but never put me out there. Then the audience initially for 2 weeks, like Hong Kong based or Asian based, and then the switch became the thing 3 and 4 weeks. So where I was like 5,000 views a day, then it became 10,000. And then as soon as I started hitting like 100,000, the switch started.
I was sick. The people that send me your videos aren't even from. I wake up to, hey, check. Don't you live here?
Yeah, there's a huge thing for it. But with creating the concept, well, it's very much for an international audience. And if you look here, yes, you've got the clips. You can see all the glamour. You can see all these beautiful things like about Hong Kong. But a lot of people see Hong Kong very, very different, but we can go into that later. So then it became 40% USA, it became 15% UK, then 12% Australia, 8% Canada, and the rest of the regions were much more within this area. So thank you, one of my followers.
And even the comments, people are really into it. So they're like all part of the show.
Yeah.
You read others.
I try not to read everything, so some things can be you're just like, but
the majority is really.
It's not that bad, yeah. And then the Big Bang or the Bomb Squad, I don't know if you know them. They're UK Ireland like comedian, and they really like my voice and things. And they did a thing on their podcast, and they started to go crazy. And a lot of people randomly who I haven't spoken to in years are just like, I've seen you on this because they followed us and things. So it's odd. And then they want to do stuff around it as well, but you got the world exclusives.
Yeah, because I'm tapped and I like literally been following, and I was like, yeah, I came out of nowhere. Yeah, I started talking, pay attention. I was doing very well.
Yeah.
So I guess so many of the requests have been. You got to find out what's more story. So gonna be get so much in requests.
Wow. Okay.
These guys didn't believe it. Oh, pick a yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Look, I think it's just going to be exciting for everyone. I think there's going to be, when this basically takes up, I think a lot of people are going to get paid a lot of money here for this. And I think it's going to boost the economy. And even for, I've got a meeting next week with how I'm going to work with them in some sort of collaboration way. Because for all this stuff, even though it's about the TV show, this is tourism.
Yeah, you go highlighting areas of the city that you like.
Yeah. And a lot of people are like in the areas that I'm looking at as well, because they're not like your regular when the vloggers and everything come here, go down to, or up to the peak or, go down to the harbour. So there's a reason why it was quite nice to explore even in Mui Wo. Have you been there? With the Wong Hang art thing. Seriously recommend it. It's pretty cool what the artist did. But then the timeout was like, it was about rejected artists. So I took what they had, and apparently it's not. Apparently it's the people who didn't do things. But I said that we're all rejected artists, so they're given an opportunity to shine. But the artists love it. And then they came on and messaged me. So yeah.
What's the craziest thing someone's DM'd you? Question. What's the common question? And what's the craziest party you've been to since you've been here filming this project? Because I've seen some of the behind the scenes. Looks pretty crazy.
A lot of people have been asking me to go and hang out with them and have meals or go to their hotel rooms or anything like that. I'm absolutely fine to do things within reason. You just need to contact my agent, Sarah. That's Sarah and Sarah.com. So Sarah's basically my manager, so she's handling our appearances or fees or anything like that, or any sort of collaboration. So yeah, we can absolutely do that. In terms of getting into people's hotel rooms.
Oh, that sounds good. The lines here.
Yeah, so I think that there's a different type of service, and unfortunately HighLife Asia doesn't really offer that service, so you may log on to a different concierge type company.
Yeah, right.
So a lot of people have just been asking me, when is it going to be released? When is it going to be released? When is what streaming platform is? But the thing is as well, what I've kind of just realized, to be fair, all my followers and supporters, and obviously yourself as well, Ambrose, that it's basically come along this journey. So this is already a TV show, but
We're living.
these are actually part of the journey come along. So just because we don't have confirmed whether it is any of the major streaming platforms, however, YouTube right now apparently is bigger than all the other streaming platforms, and my views, everything on that platform is massively going up as well. I know. Yeah.
Well, is there anything you wanting?
Is actually, so yes, it's about the cast. It's not necessarily even about funding. A lot of it could be down around who your production crew is and have they basically worked on Netflix. Yes.
Yeah.
So he's the DOP for that. Nope. I have no
Yeah,
idea.
check it out. It's like Circus Soleil.
The back end as well. And then it's about the distributor's connection, so it's not just about even the cast. And it's not about money, because that's the reason why a lot of people are just like, do not create your show because unless you've got a streaming platform. So a lot of people basically quit shows, but the networks don't want it. But then there's some networks like they're only buying completed shows. And because people aren't starving for content. So during COVID, they were buying everything and anything.
So during your day, do you find out what you're shooting? Most of the things do you wake up with the agenda to write down? Guessing you're going to.
No, it's basically, I'm based on the weather, especially because of the climate here. And because it's so hot right now, so even doing stuff like at this here time.
Yeah, and it's taking a lot on lighting.
Yeah, but it's always good to do it around this time because of the way the lighting is and so on. But because if I have to shoot some stuff in the morning, I had to run down to the Botanical Gardens to shoot, to give the teaser for this stuff, because I like a teaser around it about the Asian print and broadcast publication media, and I can't do anything. However, the editor-in-chief wants to interview me. They don't want to do a regular journalist. This person has been photographed or smoothed with, and maybe interview people like David Beckham. Stuff on your socials. It's getting, now it's going to be, people are ready, because I quickly clicked on it, and there's a lot of people already spending a lot of
Low key on social media. I should probably update it. It's like sporadic. My own, because we do such of our other publications.
Yeah.
So last thing I do when you read like the things other magazines that work on their own, right?
Yeah.
That's why my social media is so boring.
You're just fine. But yeah, and we'll just see what, I have no idea how to, because even with my little walking thing that I do,
I love it. I love some of the random stuff too, where but no context, and then you're going. It's just, like I said, I started this video with questions are the answers, and I think if you keep guessing, like, what's the next step? It's just like, it's easy.
yeah. But I am surprised, because even with the walking thing with the Miss International contestants, I was just like, if the last video maybe get 50,000, we probably will maybe like 50,000. But I can't believe it, like 600,000.
Give us the macro lens, so to speak. Like, what are we doing here? We gotta get this out. We gotta get the word out.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it this way. You can go down there if you want.
Okay.
Get some running involved. I know you're a good dancer too, right?
I know, right? It was a second. Let me think. I think I've got something in my head. Okay, ready? HighLife Asia redefines reality TV. Today on Lifestyle Asia, we will be going through the raw emotions, the power, the feeling of changing reality TV forever, my darling. Is that okay?
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Oh, that was awesome. Captivating about your videos is there's always this sense of urgency. You've given up blood. Wait, what is it? Can I get a quote from you? Your blood, your sweat.
Oh my God! So I've basically given up quite a lot to showcase this, but with creating the show as well, and this is what people probably don't realize, the show was actually never meant to be about me. So when I basically came up with the concept of, like, HighLife for Hong Kong, as in standalone for Hong Kong, and because I created it as a franchisable model, that it was always meant to be about the dynamic cast of her country or her city. And then when I got my director, Sarah Lation, she's beautiful. She's former Miss Macau. She was Miss Macau for 10 years. How can you hold a crown for 10 years? That will all be revealed. I know. Seriously, you're only meant to be a reigning queen for 1 year. It's 10 years. Oh, sabotage. So, yeah. And then, so with bringing Sarah on, so Sarah with the director, and then the story producer, and then with the casting director, everyone's like, the show is not about the cast. The show's about you. And I'm like, I don't think it is, because I developed it for that. So then it was like, you're gonna be the host, you're gonna be storyline A, and I'm just like, I haven't done anything. I've never been like on TV before. I mean, it was on TV a couple of times, but that's for little small interviews. That isn't for to be like a global platform. Then basically when I was thrown into it, so when I did the Sizzle on, there was this, they keep obviously going down this direction. But to be fair, I didn't actually realize that the amount of really that goes into it. And then with a lot of the networks and the distributors. This is basically how the whole IG thing came about, because when I first started, I only had, what was it, 186 or something like that. Because even with my friends, I don't even share my IG. And there was like, you need to be visible. And I was like, there was like, you need to start showing figures that are worth like 50,000 per month, or 100,000. So at this stage, I never thought, not in my wildest dreams, that I thought that I would get 3.5 million within less than 90 days. And then it's just been consistent. They said to me is that the world needs to see, like, there was like, they need to see obviously my personality, they need obviously to see the character, but they also see the dynamic city of Hong Kong and the lifestyle around it. So that was one of the key. So yes, I am posting every single day. I'm trying to do 2 posts a day. If I can do 2, if not 3 YouTube videos, so that's YouTube/@HighLife Asia HK, and then just to grow. But I think at the start, people are just not really like sure what it is. But you just need to think with the concept with reality TV. So there's different types. Where it's like competition led, there's dating led. People are saying, is it a dating show? I'm like, absolutely not. I do want, is it going to be competition? There could be a slight competition element to it, because of its philanthropy. I mean, we are going to be raising money for charity, part of this as well. But fundamentally, it is like about the cast. So you see the thing, like even with the Kardashians, there's not really a story in this real life. It's reality, and these characters are strong enough to basically hold the people's attention. And it seems that apparently I am not similar to Kardashians, just got my own personality in my own little way.
Are you pretty much wrapped up? Are there still many episodes to be filmed?
We've only filmed the Sizzle. So it was only the Sizzle because they were just like, we're not going to film the full thing until the streaming platforms have actually the streaming platforms. We have been speaking to whether it's Netflix, Disney, Apple, but because all these territories worldwide, they operate all independently. So, they've got it. We've got our distributors in all part of the world as well, including UK, Ireland. So which one distributor? We've got our Hong Kong distributor. We've got our Singapore distributor. Before even coming here, I was on the phone to my Australian distributor and financier as well. There's so much that basically just goes into it. And now they're seeing, because the networks want to make sure that the ratings are high enough. But I think everyone will be very surprised that the ratings are this high. I mean, when I even said Sarah, I said, if we get 50,000 views within a month, I mean, I'd be absolutely delighted. But the first month, it was like 500,000. And I was like, this is a bit insane. So now we're at 3.5 million in less than 90 days. And it just keeps growing. I mean, my phone is basically more or less every 30 seconds, if not less. There's a notification, a share, a comment. And people really want it. Everyone's just like, where can we see the show? We're still waiting to confirm it on the global streaming platforms, but we're very, very close. We've got people there as well that want to give me millions of dollars to basically create the show. Well, I'm not accepting any money first until we confirm the streaming platforms. I know what streaming platform I want it on. Which streaming platform would you like it on, darling?
Sense of urgency has now, at the beginning, it was quite frantic. You were quite stressed. It wouldn't take off because you so much into this. But now that the views are taking off, people are liking it. Is that a little bit less of a burden for you now?
Oh no, mate, absolutely. I mean, the figures show for themselves. Because what the networks want, they want those people to basically subscribe to their channel, or pay their monthly subscription or anything like that. But what also as well, which is look, it's a good thing as well. You probably will know that there's 2 English-speaking TV shows here. So you've got Crazy Celeb Social on Amazon Prime. I haven't really heard much about that program. I did know there's a little bit of launch, but no one's really talked about it. Everyone seems to be talking about HighLife Asia.
That's fire.
But then there's the other. So obviously that is reality TV as well, and I've heard that it's quite good, but it's a wee bit more reality or the more dating type show.
Yep.
Trying to find a boyfriend for the lady. Hopefully it goes really, really well. And in terms of the other TV show, which is like a regular TV show, which is called The Season, and it's English speaking again. But it's the key point here is that is shown for this part of the world that there's a demand for English speaking content. So it's not the Cantonese, Korean, Mandarin, and so on that people want English speaking TV shows like in this part of the world. Hence the reason why the White Lotus, that's how well that is doing. Yeah, and a lot of people are pegging this is going to be like bigger than pegging. Pegging, where is the next thing? The next big
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
That this is. There's the demand. Look, a lot of fun. There's so much fun online just about HighLife Asia. People are going to leave their partners and stuff just because of the show, because they're being so consumed by it.
It's still building into something really big.
No, but very, very much so. And I'm very, very excited to showcase, the amazing city of Hong Kong, but also we've started our casting for HighLife Asia Thailand.
Okay. Is that a first, or have you released that information yet?
I just released that during the week. So I basically put out a casting call. So if you are interested, you just need to send me a DM. That's at officially Mark Byrne on IG. Just 20 seconds if I think the candidates are suitable, and we send off to the casting director. So it's about obviously big personality, fun. It's someone who's like very much lively, but also someone who actually cares about the world, just gives a little bit back. We don't need everyone to be a part of philanthropy as well, but it's obviously great if you are.
I guess one of the questions I had too is, these videos, they always seem like there's a sense of urgency. I love it. It's like the ultimate clip, and you do it so well.
Really?
Leading up to this video, is there any way you could recreate one based on this HighLife Lifestyle Asia collaboration? Like, if I hand you the mic, could you run with it and just give us some movie magic? Do it, but there's a lot of questions about the hair too, the lore of the hair. How long have you been rocking this hairstyle for, and what goes into putting it all together in the morning?
Okay, for my hair, as soon as it's washed and including the blow dry, 10 minutes? It's really quick. So what inspired, there was this absolutely gorgeous guy on Instagram. I can't remember his name, and he had just big, massive hair, but his is much more like floppy over, and that's really what I kind of wanted. And then my hair just started to grow, and then my hair started to take its own personality. And to do it, I will be able to show you. Do you want me to do it on you?
That you mentioned, because I didn't know what kind of product to use, but if you want to plug any product to use, but I found this that looks like it could.
I have got a different product that we can use sometimes. Sometimes just carry around some product with me in case it becomes really, really humid, but no, we can do a bit of a test.
Like, see what goes into it.
Yes.
Tell me.
Are we going to have a break for 2 seconds?
Yes, break it. So I think it'd be better if it's the next frame, which is done.
You're allowed to build the product. You want to film it, and then you can decide if you want to. And the exact same with this hairspray.
Spanish.
Okay.
Richmond Hill, Ontario.
Oh, it's Canadian. Very cool. Yeah, if there is a brand out there, a hair product brand, and I'm currently not sponsored by anyone, in whether it's apparel or hair products. So if you are interested in collab and reaching millions of people through my platform, please just DM me. That's at officially Mark Byrne. Okay, so I'm gonna hold this.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you this.
Yep.
Okay, so what you're just gonna do, you're gonna open the product. Use just a little bit, and then put it in the palm of your hand. That's okay. I think that's probably the right quantity.
Yeah.
So mix it in. Yep. Okay. Now just rub it through your hair, and so when you do it,
oh, good.
Yeah. So what you want to do is you kind of want to flick your hair from side to side, and you need to ruffle your fingers through it. So you're gonna go with your left hand side, flick to your right hand side, and then go to your left hand side, and then go to your right hand side. But you need to do it like quite quickly though, because don't forget it's gonna shape. So, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Yes.
Smell good. I can smell it.
I know. Smell of vision.
Gatekeep this hair product.
Right. And then you kind of. Okay.
We come together.
Yeah. So what I do is, so when I'm flicking it, so I'll give you this here for a second. So it's like, and then basically you're gonna flick and hold. Now your hair is a wee bit shorter than mine, so it's not necessarily good. But if you do have longer hair, you want to flick, hold, and then you get your hairspray, and I usually dab it. So with yours, I'm just gonna.
Hold it.
Okay. Like so. Okay, I'm gonna put my hands through your hair, okay?
Oh.
So it's just to make sure, let's just basically getting the right texture before we, okay, put your head up. Okay, so we are getting there. So as you can just see, it's actually formalizing the texture around this little hair, and we're just gonna do, and let's do it nice and gentle so it can freeze it. And if you are going to do this type of styling, what you do need is your magic little comb. So this is going to help keep it up, and this is going to help shape the hair, so which is nice on top.
Ever thought of being a hairstylist?
No.
Whatever.
No, definitely not. Not even
A little bit.
no. I'm just. It's. Let's.
I feel like you're moving like hairstyle. Like
I know, right? But yes, as you can just see, it is nice and big, and it is getting taller. And you want to make sure the shape and everything is around the back as well, so it doesn't look like a bird's nest. So just a wee bit. And you do want to as well make sure you wash your hands and everything afterwards, because obviously they're probably quite heavy. See, and this is just a lot. And your other look was good, but this is just giving a wee bit much more rock and roll look, and it's great about this little comb as well.
So the trick is, you got the initial product, hairspray, the comb. The other thing we don't have is the hair dryer, right?
We don't have the hair dryer, so usually I would have at this here stage, especially with my length, is to basically freeze it. You put it on a cold setting. Yes. So we just need to get this.
Right, how are we looking? Good. We're good. Actually, I'll look at us.
Yeah, Mark. Yeah, I know, right? So, and a lot of people have been asking about my hair online, which is great. So, there was a little bit of a poll. My followers and supporters have decided to go with my hairstyle called Mark My Name. As in, yeah. So, if you do go to a hairdresser, you can just turn and say, just give me Mark My Name. So, quite nice and easy. And that there's just, let's see, without freezing, and that there's just your gorgeous little lip. So, are we like twins now?
I think it's time for the out. Yeah, we can do this. I know. Now,
Be like amazing, or depends obviously what products that you work with, or any sort of apparel things as well.
what are you into outside of this show? What's your hobbies?
I would like to have time to go to the gym, but there is no time to. I'm into wine, yeah, and it's very like social aspect with friends, and I quite like it. I would like to also collaborate as well with anyone who's into sporting type things. We were more adventure because of for social. So I want to see how I can tap into that. I don't even have time to email people. That's the thing, because with doing all this, because I would like to even do paragliding, a part of it, all fun stuff, which is going to be engaging to both the demographics, and especially I think with the apparel as well, because if they want to tap into that 25 to 35, that there's my main demographic, and that there's what these people seem to want to tap into, and I've already got the platform for it.
Definitely have some ideas.
It's my main that people are interested in. Yes, they're interested in HighLife Asia, but the views are, oh my god, it's like day and night. Fun times. Well, I hope you enjoy this little interview of exploring HighLife Asia and myself. Yeah, it does. And to be fair, when I look back at it, I'm just like, did I really say and do this?
Now you're in. You're fully in it. There's no way out.
I know.
You are the guy now.
Interviews like this as well, it's like opening Pandora's box. So now everyone is going to be like, oh my god, this is actually real. Well, people already knew that it's real, but I think it's more of a buy-in for them, and then they want to be a part of that journey, especially with the other two people as well, just randomly.
Yes, I'm sure when you walk up in Central Casino,
I get stopped all the time because people want pictures or yeah, because when they were talking about this other celebrity, like a lot of celebrities and everything don't really get stopped. I was like, okay, then I'm going to be cool with it all. But then a lot of people are. But I'm quite surprised when I was even looking at other local celebrities here, when they have like 100,000 followers or 500,000 followers. So I'm trying to compare where am I kind of all this. My reels are getting so much more views than theirs. It is quite strange. Because even if I try not to post on Saturday and Sunday to kind of, so then I can do extra filming as well, so I'm a wee bit ahead. And then people are just like, why aren't you posting that? I'm just like, oh my god. Yeah. But in such a short period that there's where it seems that from what people were saying to me, people take years and years to get to this stage.
And you're just 90 days goes.
Less than 90 days, yeah. And it's only because of because of Sarah, and then she was like, you need to make yourself visible on social, just to let people know your character. But she never thought that this was, and any other fun ideas, and even if you want to, because especially for your content, in terms of luxury lifestyle, with the active brands that are fun and not stuffy. I think it'd be really fun if we all did like paragliding together.
Only get, in my algorithm, it's just going through either bungee jumping and then the core breaks, or like, that's all I get. And then Byrne.
I think paragliding would be okay. I mean, I've never done bungee jumping before.
Well, the baseline here. I think maybe work on building the regardless of engagements, they're very focused on following. So once you use threshold 40, 50 things, then they're like, okay, yeah.
But I feel as if a lot of these accounts though are actually fake, where people have actually bought followers. But then if you look at the real, if you were like a PR person, you would look at the stats straight away.
Nope. So I had to snapshot a lot of brands. Just look at that line number. But then they're a data team when they're doing campaigns that looks at all the metrics of like engagement.
Yeah.
But the initial sales pitch, always hotline following out.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Because when I was starting, I had no idea how to do it. So I started to watch Dan the Creator. I don't know if you know Dan the Creator. There's a couple of them which gives you a hint to how to do social media. One of the things is that the algorithm will start to block you because they'll be able to see if your followers bots or things like that will hinge you. So then brands will buy into you. But my follower count is almost 3,300 now. But then my views are completely different. At least my statistics and stuff show I can't believe we could over 100,000 shares. But that was even just 2 weeks ago, so I haven't even checked.
Yeah, I think as long as that happens and you keep pushing at the end of your video, you'll follow for more content and it's very consistent.
I hope so. Let's see how it all works. Thank you so much. It was pretty cool. Thank you. Right, looking forward to see how all this works.
Just a chill guy.
Okay, so Austin and Maple. What was the other thing? Vancouver. Okay, just let me know when you record. Hey Austin, it's Mark from HighLife Asia here, just tapping to say hello. Well, your absolutely gorgeous friend Amber reached out to me, the editor-in-chief of Lifestyle Asia, and he's been giving me a little bit of a background about you being in Canada, in Vancouver, having an absolutely great time, and it seems that you're an absolute great lad. So, I heard you're a little bit of a fan of HighLife Asia. If you are in Hong Kong or possibly even Thailand, why don't you DM me, and you never know, you might be able to do a cameo. If you like this type of content, click subscribe and give us a like so you never miss out on an episode. So Austin, until the next time, be good to yourself, be good to your friends, be good to your family, and be your most true, authentic self. Austin, peace out.
I'm gonna cry when you see it.
Do it in 2 stages. So you probably would have seen when I basically walk and like bam, 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 and it's like, are you ready for HighLife Asia? I said, I know we are. So don't forget, this here got me almost 600,000 views.
All right, walk me through it. I'll hit you.
We need,
All right, you got this? We just walking?
so don't forget, it's fierce sass. And I'm gonna, when I say, are you ready for HighLife Asia? You're gonna scream.
Give me a practice.
So don't forget, it's sass, 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 sass. Ready for HighLife Asia? Okay, then I'm gonna jump and then we go there and you can be like,
Do I jump?
no, yeah, we can, so do it. Ready for HighLife Asia and be like, then the both of us jump and it's gonna be like, we are.
We are. No, I'm really bad at this shit.
You're not. Oh, don't forget your hat.
So we're once, and then yeah.
And I'm gonna say, ready for HighLife.
So I think we learned a lot today. A lot from Mark.
I think so. I think we've learned quite a lot about each other. We bit more about like Lifestyle Asia as well and HighLife Asia. I had a lot of in this episode and I hope you do too. And if you like this type of content, click subscribe and give us a like so you never miss out on an episode. So until the next time, be good to yourself, be good to your friends, be good to your family, and be your true, most authentic self. So from me, Mark Byrne, HighLife Asia,
Sean's guy, Ambrose from Lifestyle Asia.
peace out. Do you want to try it again?
I think you got it. That was good. How do you come up with stuff so fast? I'm just following you, you know? Yeah. Like,
Okay.
you're to match your energy. So whatever you do, I'll go on my energy, man.
Yeah, so with my stuff, it just kind of comes. It's like there's a lot going on in here. And it keeps people entertained. Next time on In the Making of HighLife Asia reality TV show Behind the Scenes, there's so much to tell. I'm not even allowed to tell about the next episode, so you're just going to have to stay tuned. And it is so hot one today, and you can see a beautiful orangutan behind me as well. Yeah, so darlings, until the next time, and myself and the orangutan, we're actually really, really excited just about the next episode. So stay tuned, because you're going to be clutching your pearls and handbags, my darling. And if you like this type of content, click subscribe and give us the like so you never miss out on an episode. So until the next time, peace out.